Well, the class is over now, but the work is not. I need to take this shot now to polish and add it to my demo reel. So this is where we left off last week. We simplified the shot, so it's run, 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 grab the sword, run, run, slice, run, run, slice, run, 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 slice, jump up, land, and then watch that last bot crumble or fall into pieces. So again, I got tons of notes to work on, but the good news is the camera is working pretty well. I'm sure I'm going to have to tighten it up here and there as I go, but it's pretty solid right now. So what do I need to do to get this to polish? Probably the first thing to work on is this part here where he's grabbing the sword as he's running. Some of the notes that I received were, try to do that a little bit earlier so that we see this pose longer before he exits frame, where the sword is in his hand. And in order to, kind of clean up the actual grabbing of the sword, because right now I think you can see it just kind of pops into place here. It's not a very smooth transition. I'm just blocking it out at this point. So we want to see the reach for the sword. We want to see the tightening of the grip on the handle before he, pulls it out. And then we want to see this swoosh across camera. Right now the sword goes below the camera, but you want to see this swoosh kind of going across the camera. And eventually, it's happening so fast, it may end up being a smear frame. It may not actually be the sword geometry. It might just be a cube or something that I stretch across that for the couple of frames that happens. And then finally, drag this sword out a bit as he's leaving the frame. Extend the elbow and maybe, turn this wrist so that the sword ends up being the last thing leaving the frame. The second thing to work on is these first two attacks that I've got here. Number one, he needs to continue running. Right now, as I was blocking it out, I've got him kind of sliding around through these first two attacks, but the run needs to continue while I'm doing that. The other thing is to clean up or make these anticipation and strike poses nicer, cooler, all the while maintaining that run. I can see what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to do a little bit of a spine reversal, and I'll probably keep that. You can see here, this is kind of a C shape as he's going on the spine, and then as he does the strike, it's kind of a reverse C shape. Another general area to work on is this lead up to and final attack right there. Basically, the idea would be that each one of these steps is increasing the power or building up the power, right? So each step, I need to get him lower and lower, and the anticipation, or like his arm coming back ready for the swing, needs to get bigger and bigger, and then finally makes that cut. The jump out of the frame needs to be much, much quicker, and the off-screen part where he's in the air off-screen needs to be longer, and then the land also needs to be quicker. And then obviously getting cool poses while all that is happening. And then just to add a little bit more here on this landing, we want to see the impact of this landing. We want to see how hard he hits, and we want to see that settle of the body as it's being affected by that landing, and end up in a much cooler pose than what I have. I seem to be talking a lot about cool poses. And to kind of round it out, we talked about some of the polishy bits, like using smear frames and dressing up the set and such. I'll probably put some more, architecture around this road that he's on, and maybe some mountains or something that kind of surrounds the whole thing. Overall, I'm really happy with how this is turning out. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching.